How many times have we searched outside for what truly lies within us? In this story, a powerful lion named Akil embarks on a journey full of lessons, seeking answers and peace, only to discover that what he longed for most was always inside him. This story invites us to reflect on our own lives, on pride, humility, and the connection to something greater. Join us in this life lesson that shows us true strength emerges when we look within ourselves.
Deep in the savannah, there was a mighty lion named Akil, known for his fierce roar and his undeniable leadership among the beasts. All the animals in the jungle respected him for his strength and wisdom. But despite his untamed appearance, Akil carried a weight in his heart. It wasn't a physical burden, but a spiritual one. Deep inside, he felt something was missing, a connection beyond his earthly power. In the quietest nights, as the wind caressed the leaves of the trees and the stars lit up the sky, Akil felt alone and lost. One day, as he stood by the river's edge gazing at his reflection, Akil whispered, "What is the point of having the strength of 1,000 storms if my soul is empty? What is the purpose of this power if I cannot find the peace I so desperately seek?" It was then he realized he needed to search for answers beyond his kingdom. The only way to fill that emptiness was to find the light of God, a truth no animal had ever been able to offer him. He began his journey, crossing vast plains, mountains, and deserts. With each step, he felt the weight of uncertainty. His path was filled with challenges, blinding sandstorms, endless valleys that drained his energy. But Akil pressed on. His search led him to the most remote corners of the jungle, where he encountered an old tortoise known for having lived through many moons. The tortoise, known for her longevity and her closeness to the divine, listened patiently to the lion's troubles. After a long silence, the tortoise said, "Akil, the light you seek is not in the sky nor in the mountains. The light of God lives within you. But you can only find it when you let go of your pride and allow humility to guide your heart." Puzzled, Akil asked, "How can a lion, the king of this land, let go of his pride?" The tortoise smiled wisely and replied, "It is in humility where God reveals himself. Sometimes, true strength isn't in dominating, but in recognizing that we depend on something far greater than ourselves. Only when you acknowledge that your strength comes from God will you find the peace you seek." Impressed by the tortoise's words, Akil continued his journey with a new perspective. He began to notice the small details around him, the flow of the rivers, the song of the birds, the whisper of the wind through the trees. Gradually, he realized that God's presence wasn't found in grand acts, but in the simplest, humblest parts of creation. Finally, after many moons of reflection, Akil stood at the edge of a mountain at dawn. In that precise moment, as the sun rose on the horizon, Akil felt the light of God within him. It wasn't an overwhelming revelation, but a gentle understanding that the peace, strength, and purpose he sought had always been inside him, waiting to be discovered. Back in the savannah, Akil was no longer the lion filled with doubt and spiritual emptiness. Now he walked with an inner peace and a humility that radiated from his heart. His roar was still mighty, but his true strength came from his faith in something far greater than himself. This story teaches us that no matter how powerful or successful we may appear on the outside, true peace and strength come from our spiritual connection and humility. Sometimes we need to embark on an inner journey to discover that the answers we seek are within us, in our faith, and in our relationship with the divine.
If you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, don't hesitate to do so and share it with someone who might need it. Here at Luminous Stories, you'll find answers, even when you're in the middle of the storm.